This video shows you how to create the tolerance frames for the mechanical drawing, the GD&T drawing. We're looking specifically at that frame right there, and we'll also look at this datum identifier. This is known as a geometric dimensioning and tolerance frame, GD&T frame. AutoCAD has a command called tolerance. TOL is the alias. When you bring it up, it's part of a dimension. So if you have annotated dimensions set, it'll ask you for a scale. When the geometric tolerance window comes up, you just pick the symbol window, select the symbol you want. That tolerance is known as a positional tolerance. Pick it like so. If you need a diameter symbol, you pick it here. Then you type in 0.1 in this case, the actual tolerance size. If you see a tolerance modifier like the letter M, you select that here. You also notice that it now has a reference to a datum. Skip tolerance 2. Don't ever put anything in that window right there. Datum 1 in this case is datum B. Datum B is circular and is going to be specified at maximum material condition, so that when I get done with all of this, I pick OK, and it brings that tolerance frame in, put it in place, and it looks like that. If I'm trying to do this kind of frame, which is known as a composite positional tolerance frame, I go back to the tolerance command. I pick the positional tolerance symbol in both the top and the bottom windows, and then I go through and just finish everything else. There's diameter symbols in both. The number up here is 0.40. The number below is always smaller, 0.14. Max material condition is specified for both of them, which is quite common, although it's not required. Skip tolerance 2 always. Datum 1, primary datum, is A. Datum 2, secondary datum, is C, but since C is circular, it's also specified at max material condition, providing something known as a datum shift. The second frame also is referring to datum A. Datum A doesn't have an M because it's flatness, and you can't put an M in there for flatness. I pick OK, and you notice when I bring that in now, it's got the positional tolerance going across both the top and the bottom frame. That's what's known as a composite positional tolerance frame. To make a dimension basic, which is what it means if you put a box around it, and there's never a tolerance inside that box. It's a single number. It can have decimal places, but it can't have an upper and a lower limit. To make a dimension basic, all you have to do is to place the dimension itself. We'll just create a basic dimension out of this one, even though it doesn't have a basic dimension. Anytime you have a dimension on the screen, if you right click, go down to Properties. In this case, I'm going to go over here and pick up the Properties window. If I slide all the way down to the tolerance options, and I can say the tolerance on that is going to be basic. When you pick the word basic, it puts a square around it. That means it's got to be perfect. And the last thing on this drawing that you can get is a symbol. Some things you just have to draw. That's just a circle divided in the top and the bottom. You just have to fill it in. But this little feature control, not feature control frame, datum identifier, you need a box with a letter in it, and it needs to be attached with a leader that has an arrowhead. In this case, that arrowhead looks like this, but it's known as a datum triangle arrowhead. First thing is I would create a dimension style specifically for datum triangles. So if I come up here, I don't have one set in this drawing, so what I'm going to do is create a new style. I'll call it datum. Under that new style for leaders, I'll come down and select datum triangle as my arrowhead style. I'll pick OK. I'll pick OK again. I'll set my datum as my current style. Come back out. Now every time I draw a leader, it's going to draw the leader with that datum triangle. If I want to do the B the way it's shown there, I bring it over. Now it's coming up automatically with a tolerance. It won't do that on yours, however. I had it set specifically to do that, but I'm not going to use that function. Instead, I'm going to draw my leader, type TOL for tall, and down where it says datum identifier, type the letter you want, pick OK, bring that in like so, and now you have a datum feature identifier.